beautiful, and amazing human beings. This is Rudkowski of WeAreChange.org here with Josh of World Alternative Media, and of course we promised you a crypto show every single Saturday where we give you the most important news in the crypto world no matter what. And we're here delivering. Josh is tired. He was sick. I think he had Ebola or something, but he's finally feeling better. He flew for like 24 hours. I've been up for 36 hours. It doesn't matter. We're here in Acapulco for Anarchapulco, here going to give you the latest and most important news after being sleep deprived and exhausted. Josh, how are you?
Luke, you know, this guy thinks he's real funny. He messages me like 24 hours ago. He's like, "Yeah, let's do it. You won't have any sleep, but it'll be funny. Funny, I tell you, funny." It's not funny. I'm half asleep, and you know, screw you, Luke. But
you make a promise to the audience. You have to keep it no matter what. And I changed my flights around just so I could be here and land a little bit earlier with Josh, just to get him to do this. Now we're all right. We're gonna get into this. We don't have, as you can see, we barely have time to do anything else, even make this video. So we're not gonna pick the name of this show just yet. We're going to do it next week, but let's just get right into the news because it's been a really kind of crazy, hectic news week, especially for cryptocurrencies, especially for economic markets, especially the Dow markets. What is some of the headlines that stuck out to you this week in the cryptocurrency world, Josh?
Well, there's no doubt about it. We've seen the recent, I guess you could call it correction of the stock market, but it's the ultimate crash long term, in my opinion. I think that we're seeing a lot of people flocking to decentralized alternatives. We still have a slightly bear market in the cryptocurrency world, and we're going to explain why that is, because obviously there's a reason behind the cryptocurrency market being held down so hard. And one is banks, one is government, and number one right now is media. Media is spreading FUD left and right when it comes to Bitcoin and spreading false stories. We saw that with South Korea, Luke. We saw that with India, and it just never ends.
And we saw another attempt this week with fake emails going out here. I'm going to show, this is going to be the bootleg version. We can't do B-roll. We're going to have to literally kind of show you the chat messages we had. Here is another story where the U.S. media this week got phony emails supposedly from the Chinese government saying that they are going to be stricter and they're going to be totally shutting down cryptocurrencies in China and Hong Kong. A lot of U.S. media were sent this email, and luckily, surprisingly, unlike India, unlike South Korea, they actually didn't bite for it. They didn't run with the story aimlessly, just like we see the mainstream media do all this time, and they caught this kind of attempt to manipulate the market. What do you think about all these kind of attempts to manipulate this kind of cryptocurrency market, Josh?
Well, I think it's pretty clear. Like we mentioned with South Korea, I think in one of the first episodes of the show, we talked about the fact that they put out all this nonsense about how they were going to ban cryptocurrency. In reality, they were talking about regulations which are unenforceable. But of course, it led to the market selling off massive amounts of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies alongside it. And then we saw with India, you know, this attack on Bitcoin in the media and saying that they're going to ban it. And again, just talking about regulations, complete nonsense. And the mainstream media always seems to pick it up. And this time they didn't. But I think long term, we're going to see a lot more of this. And we have to be stronger with our willpower when it comes to cryptocurrencies. We have to understand that this isn't going away anytime soon. This is a beginning of a beautiful, beautiful future. This is a monetary revolution that will go off without a single shot fired. And I think that's the most important part. Decentralization is key, and decentralization is always the future.
Yeah, and it's very interesting to see people try to manipulate the markets to bring down Bitcoin, so now they could finally get into this kind of racket, this kind of game, so they could be, wealthier long term in the future. So it's interesting seeing that kind of bigger play. The second article is also a kind of threat against cryptocurrencies, the one that we have in Russia. Do you want to show the cameras our elaborative, nice B-roll smooth cut of the next story that we're going to be talking about, where a Russian scientist was actually arrested for mining cryptocurrencies with supercomputers in Russia. I've been stressing about supercomputers and quantum computing, and it's dangerous when it comes to the crypto world. Josh, how do you receive this story, and what's your take from it?
Hey, I'm all for it. Make crypto, not bombs. Hey, if they're distracting themselves from blowing up innocent people while, mining cryptocurrency, good. The Fed did that too. There's a few people who got arrested last year for mining cryptocurrency at the Federal Reserve, at the actual headquarters. I think it's hilarious. I think it's a tribute to the future that we see coming at us. But, when it comes to this story out of Russia, I think that it's just a sign that, there's people that are constructing the deadliest weapons on Earth, and they're just thinking, maybe my time would be better spent, creating something of value and not creating something that destroys value. You know what I mean? Like, there's not much to really go into with this story other than the fact that there will always be people that will try to deter the movement of cryptocurrency. And I mean, in Russia, we've seen a lot of attempts to regulate, etc. And there's always going to be people that are going to try and attack it. But one way or another, Luke, I'm half asleep, so back to you.
I mean, that guy should get a high five, but at the same time, he does pose a great risk towards the cryptocurrency community if a government decides to have a supercomputer and decides to use it to mine all of the cryptocurrencies and kick everyone out. There's a little security guard here messing with us. It doesn't matter. It's Mexico. We can do what we want. Moving on with our second story that we're talking about, finally some good news in the crypto market with the government not regulating but allowing people to use cryptocurrencies in the United States in a very surprising story. Josh, let's show us the second elaborative headline in our smooth B-roll cut.
Well, this is just another example of, the confusion in the Bitcoin world right now. Arizona moves one step closer to accepting Bitcoin for taxes. And basically, if this bill that has been put forward passes, that means that, it'll actually be accepted to pay taxes. But taxation is theft. So why on earth would you willingly submit something that gains value instead of loses value to pay your taxes? I think it's a bad idea, but it's a good sign of, the innovation that we're seeing going forward. But again, the cryptocurrency world will make governments and banks obsolete, like our friend Jeff Berwick often says. And I think that is the truth. So they can try and use it to pay taxes all they want because the government wants it. They might attack it, but they want it. Just like they attack gold, but they want gold because it gains them value, and they want the value while telling everyone else to run away, flock away, because, you're all going to die in some crazy crash that, will be waiting many years to see actually happen.
Yeah, just like kind of Goldman Sachs, Bank of America, Facebook, the Federal Reserve, they all keep talking trash about cryptocurrencies, and then they themselves are getting into the game, and either they're creating their own cryptocurrencies, either they're trading cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin futures, and they're kind of using it as a double sort of hypocrisy, like we've seen so presently, shown to us throughout the last few years with cryptocurrencies.
Yeah, it's like Jamie Dimon, the tapeworm, as Max Kaiser calls him. He will attack gold. He will attack cryptocurrency. But then, he's going to try and develop, on the blockchain himself and try and create something of value for himself. He doesn't really care about you guys. He cares about himself. And I think that we should do what the bankers are doing, prepare like the bankers are doing, because they know something that they're not telling us. And I think we all know what it is.
Yeah. We always say we don't know, I don't think anyone really knows exactly what's going to happen with the cryptocurrency world, but I'm seeing two kind of extremes. I'm seeing people saying Bitcoin's going to go to $50,000, and I'm hearing people say it's going to go down to absolutely nothing. I think going down to absolutely nothing is not really that plausible with how many uses there are for the blockchain and cryptocurrencies and encryption that we're seeing utilized with all these kind of new companies and technologies out there. But I do believe that there is truth to kind of both scenarios.
Yeah, if I could just add to that quickly, Luke, before we wrap it up, there is an example of, blockchain used for good and blockchain used for evil. Like I often mention, you could kill a whole bunch of innocent people with a gun, but you could also save all those innocent people with a gun as well. And the same goes for the blockchain. There is a good side, there is an evil side, but there will be a crypto crash. There's no doubt about that. When we see a market bubble up, as a whole cryptocurrency market has, we will see a crash, but that will be the bad fundamental coins, the coins that have no reason to even exist, like Dentacoin, which is based on like dental hygiene. That will go down like pets.com went down in the .com bubble, and we will see that again, but we will see consolidation, and we will see that which has actual value prevail in the long term, especially something like Steemit. There's so many ways to innovate on the blockchain.
Or like banker coin, or like bad people creating coins, like Ripple, like Fed coin and all this other stuff. So we're here in Mexico. I want to thank Josh. Check out his YouTube channel, World Alternative Media. It will be, of course, in the link of this video. I literally was like, we got to do this. And Josh was like, no, man, I'm going to be traveling. I was like, I'm changing my flight. Literally changing my flight. We're here at the airport. There's so many mosquitoes out there. We just got bitten up like crazy.
P.S. He's a shit disturber, and he did everything he could to torture me in this video. So thank you, Luke.
And then like the mosquitoes are biting us, and I'm like, okay, let's just do it inside of the airport. We're doing it inside of the airport here. There's like federales with machine guns back there. A security guard walks up. He's like, "Okay," he's like, "What are you doing?" And then we were just like, continue our interview. and this is Mexico, and he just like walked away, and like we're still here. And we're going to be here for Anarchapulco, a really amazing, incredible event that Josh is going to be a part of. We're going to be doing boot camps down here. Josh is going to be helping teach the boot camps with Change Media University. I think he took one of those programs a couple years ago as well.
I sat in and couldn't shut up the whole time because it's something I'm very passionate about, as you know.
So if you're interested in learning to be a journalist, learning to freeing your mind and just doing what you want to do and living free, check out Change Media University, which will be whatever. We're doing a boot camp here. It's also available online. But regardless, I want to thank you guys again so much for watching. I love you guys. Don't forget to check out Josh's channel. Thank you again, Josh, for being a good sport and doing this with me every Saturday. We're committed. We're going to be here. We love you. Thank you. We are Change. Blah, 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 blah.